What's up, guys, and welcome to another video of Tier List Thursdays. It's been a while since I last did this, guys, but don't worry, I'm recording a ton of videos today of this series. So stay tuned for the upcoming weeks where you guys will get a Tier List video, Thursday video every single Thursday. So to get picked back in the series, we're gonna do some 3D Mario games, and all these games are S tier quality. So we're not gonna actually rank them by a tier list. We're going to rank them individually on the S tier. So we'll go from my least favorite to my favorite with this. So without the way, guys, let's get going on. So we have 9 games. So we got Mario 3D Land, we got Mario 64, Mario 64 DS, Super Mario 3D World, Mario Galaxy, Mario Galaxy 2, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Sunshine, and Bowser's Fury. All these games I played. So you got to figure out which one is the best one out of all of them. And my opinion has changed a bit. I mean, you guys probably, I told you guys my favorite but in the past, but I feel like my opinions have changed. Like there's some changes throughout this list. So to figure out which one my favorite is. But with those, guys, let's get going on this list. So my least favorite 3D Mario game it's not a bad game. All these games are good, but all the other games just have better just better, and I just enjoy it more. So my least favorite 3D Mario game here is Super Mario 64 DS. And the reason why it's my least favorite is because the controls are really janked. I'm not a fan of the controls at all. Compared to the original Super Mario 64 game where the joystick, you can move around, you run automatically. You actually have to hold a button and you're using a D-pad with this game. If this game was made on the 3DS, it would be a lot better, because the circle pad is just significantly better for a 3D Mario game rather than using the D-pad. Thank God you can play this game on a 3DS, but that doesn't change the fact that you still have to hold a button when you're running. Like, no, that should not be happening at all. But the game is still fun. It's an expansion of the original Super Mario 64. All the content was imported to this game with some new features, like mini games were included. What else was included? You can use different characters like Yoshi, Luigi, and Wario are unlockable characters. You collect bunnies to unlock mini games. Some stars are actually taken out for some reason. I don't know why. Like the MIP stars are changed into minigame stars. I don't know why they did that. It is what it is. They actually added silver stars, and they also added the gold yellow switch star, which is really cool. But I thought of it, guys, I definitely prefer all these other games over this game. I'm not saying it's a bad game at all, but I enjoy Super Mario 64 DS. This is one of the first 3D Mario games I've ever played, and I experienced this game, and that makes me like Super Mario 64 a lot more. And yeah, Super Mario 64 DS, not a bad game. Just prefer all these other games. An S tier quality game, but I prefer all these other games. So the second one coming up next is number 8 on this list. And this is a game that, this is an expected bottom tier game on this list. But it's also a really fun game, and this is one of the first 3DS games I've played, and that is Super Mario 3D Land. Again, this is one of the first 3DS games I played, and I enjoyed the game. I love the story. It's a great game. This game is underrated, to be honest. This is a very underrated game that I don't see people talking about it enough. Like, this game is really fun. Like, I know it's linear. I know it's weird to put a linear game over an open world game, because I'm more leaning towards the open world side, but this game is still fun. This game pretty much does what they do in the 2D Mario games and put into this game. This is a new experience that I actually enjoy. However, I feel like these next upcoming games have more content to them, which I would enjoy a lot more. And I feel like, and these are the two handhelds, so they have to be on the bottom of the list. And I still love 3D Land. I love there's World 1 to World 8 classics usually, Castle at the end, and then there's the special worlds where the special 1 to 8 are fantastic. The final level's really hard, but I enjoy 3D Land a lot, and this is one of my favorite 3DS games of all time for sure. I think Mario Kart 7 is a little bit ahead of it, but this is one of my favorite 3DS games. And this is one of the first 3DS games I played. I think my first 3DS game I played was Mario Kart 7. Was it? Yeah, Mario Kart 7 was my first 3DS game, but this is one of the first, and then I got this game with it. So yeah, fun game, really fun game. Just prefer the other games more. And I don't have that much flaws with this game, to be honest. It's just there's just more into these next coming games, and it's because of limitations. Obviously, it's not the game's fault, just the limitations. But the next game on the list, now we get to a very controversial one, because this game is known for being one of the best Mario games of all time, and I see this game in a lot of people's top 10 games of all time for Mario games. However, I find this game to be very overrated. And the reason why I find the game to be very overrated is that it's trying to do too much from its original game. And that is Super Mario Galaxy 2. And the reason why I say... Hello? Sorry about that, y'all. My computer was just freezing a bit. But next up game is Super Mario Galaxy 2. And I find the game overrated. And the reason why I find the game overrated is because people just say it's better than Super Mario Galaxy 2 without a Mario Galaxy without any context. I'll give you many reasons why I prefer the first game over the second game. Number one, there's an actual hub world that's one of the most iconic hub worlds of all time. Number two, it's an actual space game. This game tries to be different. Galaxy 2 is more like 3D world, pretty much. It's not really space themed. It's more like the typical Mario games we've gotten, just kind of in the space theme. I don't like that. I like that Mario Galaxy is actually mainly focused on space. Number three, the story is much, much better in Mario Galaxy than Mario Galaxy 2. And that might be controversial, but I enjoy the story of Mario Galaxy. And speaking of which, I'm gonna do an LP of Mario Galaxy 2. Don't worry. Just wait until that comes out, guys. Just give me a couple of weeks for that. But I'm gonna start recording that sooner rather than later. But I just prefer the story much more in Galaxy 1 than Galaxy 2, and the stars are not. It's not tedious. Like collecting the green stars post content is really tedious. I don't like that. I really don't like it. But yeah, I have some bias in Mario Galaxy, because I just recently played it and my opinions of it has gone up, but we'll talk about it later. But Galaxy 2, it's still a great game, a fantastic game, awesome game. Don't get me wrong, really great game. This is very controversial. It's my opinion, guys. This is my personal favorite. It's not based on the community. I mean, people will put this game as a top 3 3D Mario game for sure, or even number 2, to be honest. But I don't see it. I just don't see it. All these other games that you see right now have their own unique feature into them. Aside from Mario 3D World, but we'll talk about that later. But they all have their own unique feature in them. This game is pretty much copy and paste of Galaxy 1, but just trying to not be as great. Like, and honestly, I just find more Galaxy 1 to be more memorable than Galaxy 2. That's just my personal opinion. I know Yoshi's in the game. I get that and all, but like, who cares? Like, seriously, Galaxy 1 is a better game. And yeah, I've always had that opinion. Actually, no, not really. I always thought Galaxy 2 was better up until 2020, and that's when my opinion started changing when I started playing Galaxy. To say, yeah, this game is much, much better. But yeah, the next game, guys, on this list is that you would think this game would be below Galaxy 2, but however, I still like this game, although it's different than the typical 3D Mario game. I still find enjoyment from this game, and that is Super Mario 3D World. I freaking love this game, and I'm so glad it got imported to the Switch, because if it wasn't for that, I'd probably just forget about this game and just say, hey, it was just another 3D Mario game that just existed. But the 4-player content in this game is miles better than the new Super Mario Bros. Games. Like, it actually works in this game. It really does work in this game. And I actually could beat this entire game with my siblings. We have not beaten Champions Road yet. I cannot beat Champions Road. That level's fucking insane. However, This game is still fun. I see so much enjoyment from Mario 3D World. It's a long game that I actually like. My only problem about this game is that it's a little bit too easy. Up until you get to World Flower. This game is relatively easy, just for the most part. And maybe I'm just good at platforms, but if it's your first time actually playing this game, you would find so much enjoyment from it. And the challenge might be a little bit difficult for you at first, but then you get used to the controls, obviously. But I like what they did this game, and it's even better on the Switch. And yeah, now we get to the top 5, guys. And this top 5, coming in, I did not expect this to be the top 5 at all. And man, number 5 is Bowser's Fury. And it came with 3D World on the Switch. But my god, this mode is really good. Like it's what we needed. This is like, I really wish this was a full-fledged game, because this is what we needed. Trying to use Mario 3D World's features with the items and the level base and the characters and stuff, while making the game open world, like Mario Odyssey open world. That is amazing. That's something that we needed, and I want the next 3D Mario game to have aspects from Bowser's Fury, because it's a short game. That's the only problem with this game. This game would be a lot higher, probably number 3, number 2, if the game was longer. But it's not. Unfortunately, it's not, and it's just a side mode from the main game being 3D World. But my gosh, Bowser's Fury is such an amazing game mode, and my gosh, I can't wait for the future of 3D Mario games, because this game, I thought was a little overrated because it's just a side game. But when you really play this game, it's fun. It's really fun. It works as well. It really does work. But it's just short. It's just too short. But that it is what it is. Now we get to the top 4, and this is my solidified top 4. I think coming into this list, this was going to be my top 4 for sure. And the question is, what is the order? And you may think that this certain game is definitely easy, a top 3 game, but it's not. And that is Super Mario Sunshine. Weird, I know people, I used to say Sunshine is easily in my top 3, but it's not anymore. And it's not because I don't like the game. I still love Mario Sunshine. It's just I prefer the next game we're going to talk to more. My opinions of this next game did go up. And Sunshine is still an amazing game. I love the addition of FLUDD. This might be the best Mario game control-wise. This or Odyssey. Because the controls just work so fluidly and flawlessly with these two games. The camera is perfect for this game and Odyssey. Easily. My only problem with this game is the goddamn blue coins. The blue coins really piss me off about this game. And I have played this game off screen after I beat this game back in 2020. But the blue coins are ridiculous to find. It's really bad. It's really bad. And if it wasn't for that, this game would probably be number 3. But Sunshine, still a great game. Open world Mario game. The second open world Mario game we've gotten. And man, I want a Sunshine 2. It's not going to happen. That's okay. That's honestly okay. Because I love this game. This game is still fun. And the next 3 games are just a bit better than that. So now we get to number 3. And coming into number 3, this game did go up a bit. This game went up. Get Mario Galaxy. What an amazing game. A really great game. I love Rosalina's backstory. And the character of Rosalina is really amazing. It's a crime we barely saw in Galaxy 2. But they could expand her story a little bit more in that game. But they didn't. They chose not to do that. They just made this game for a cash grab. It came out so late in the 3DS, in the Wii era, that it was pretty much a cash grab at the point. And I don't get why people say Galaxy 2 is better than this game. It's not. The hub world is fantastic in this game. Gusty Garden's my favorite Galaxy and Mario, Galaxy and Galaxy 2. Just so many iconic. The final boss fight is so much better than Galaxy 2's boss fight. I do not care what anybody says, bro. And just, this game is just better. And it's longer as well. I know you can collect the green stars after, but this game is just better because the purple coin missions are fantastic to do. And then the green stars, it's everything. This game is so great. And it's pretty much 1A, 1B, 1C, pretty much. Actually, not really. This is number 2 on the list. The top 2 are essentially 1A and 1B. And Mario 64 and Mario Odyssey are very unique in their own ways. Mario 64 really evolved Mario, 3D Mario games. The first 3D Mario game, an open world 3D Mario game. Yeah, Sunshine is open world, but this game feels a lot more sandbox-like. And like, you can collect any star you want, pretty much, first, instead of collecting, going order by order, like Sunshine. Which, that's my only problem with Sunshine, is that you have to go in order for each star. I really wish you can, do any star you want to start off. So if I want to go red coins first, you do the red coins first. If you want to do this fast and easy star first, that you know where it is, you do that first. I really wish it was like that for Sunshine, and get the boss fights out with at the end. But it's not, unfortunately. Mario Odyssey pretty much takes that same aspect from Super Mario 64, but you could stay in the level after. You can stay in the level after. Like, just stay and collect the next moon, go forth, and yeah, pretty much. So which one is number 1 on this list? These 2 games right here that you see on my screen are my top 2 favorite Mario games of all time, including the 2D Mario games, including the Mario Kart games, including the spin-offs, the party games, the sports games, all that other stuff. This is my favorite Mario game of all time. These 2 are top 2, and there's a pretty big gap between these 2 games and Mario's Galaxy. Galaxy is still a top tier game for me, but there's a big gap. There's a couple games in between that. But which one is the better game? And I don't know if I'm confident with this one. I don't know, because there are some recency biases with Mario Odyssey. I'll say that. But my final decision is putting Super Mario 64 at number 2. This was very tough. Like, really tough. I adore both of these games. My main problem with this game, Mario 64, is the camera. The camera is my main fault with this game. And there's also another flaw with Mario Odyssey. We'll talk about that later. But that flaw is less significant than this game's flaw, which is the camera. And that's a big deal. The camera just is so goddamn trash in this game. Easily the worst camera for a 3D Mario game. And the bosses are very, very easy to beat. Like, they're just jokes. Flat out jokes. You fight Bowser 3 times, whatever. But other than that, this game is perfect. Perfect. Outside of that, this game is just, there's so much nostalgia with this game. There's ROM hacks of this game for a reason. They made Mario Odyssey ROM hack up from this game. And man, I don't know what we do without Super Mario 64. I really don't know what we do without 64. But there's one game that's better in it, and it's just a tad bit better. Just a smidge better. And that is Mario Odyssey. And again, there might be recency bias with this game because it just came out in 2017. While Mario 64 came out in 1996. And I played Mario 64 a lot more than Mario Odyssey. However, I feel like this is the only problem I have with this game is the controls with the motion controls. And if they can just map going faster for each of the mechanics, climbing up, rolling, all those kind of stuff to one button, then it would be perfect game. But it's not as significant. Like, I still find the motion controls fun to use. I don't have issues with the motion controls at all, which is why I have the game higher than Mario 64. But this game is perfect. Like, perfect game. Perfect ass game. Literally. The kingdoms, I didn't think it would be that memorable compared to Mario 64, but the kingdoms are so memorable. I mean, you got Cascade Kingdom, you got Metro Kingdom. Metro Kingdom's god tier. You got Mushroom Kingdom, you got the Moon Kingdom, you got Bowser's freaking castle is the best Bowser castle of all time from this game. It's so great. Really great. My gosh, you're stopping a goddamn wedding to happen. Metro Kingdom is one of the best kingdoms of all time as well. Best worlds for sure of all time. It's up there with the Bob-omb Battlefields for sure. But this, man, Odyssey, I did not expect it to be this good. It's another open world Mario game, and it improves on Mario Sunshine's open world, trying to be like Mario 64, but make it just a bit better. Just a bit better. And I don't know what we do without this game. Mario Odyssey revamped 3D Mario games because we're going through a slog. I mean, we're going through a slog a bit with Mario Galaxy 2, and then we get the 2D Mario games, and then we get 3D World. All middle tier games. I mean, middle tier, high tier games. I mean, they're all solid games, but we're going through a slog because the last great 3D Mario game we got, like a top tier, was Mario Galaxy, and then Odyssey came out. Great game. And then Bowser's Fury, another great game that just came out, although it's a short game. It pretty much implements stuff from this game with 3D World. Fantastic, dude. I don't know what we do without this game. Best Mario game of all time, for sure. Best 3D Mario game. Best Mario game of all time. That is my list, y'all. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, y'all. And what are the Mario games good? We got the sports games to do. We got sports games to do. We got... I'm thinking about Mario Party games. We got Mario music to do. There's just so much stuff to do with Mario with this tier list Thursdays. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on that next one. Stay tuned and we out.